Hey everyone, this is Adrian from Nightlights Films, and we're live tonight from Malongen in northern Norway, and we're here for a special live because the aurora activity is actually quite high tonight. So you can see the aurora is really all over the sky, and we're waiting on this big explosion, and I'm hoping that we're gonna get it at some point. And you can see the aurora is quite active behind me, so what I'll do is I will let me just take the chat here, and then what I'll do is I'll share with the, there we go, and then I'll try to share the live stream on my other social media so that more people can see the show. There we are. Oops. There we go. And then I'll just paste the link. Nope. Not what I wanted to do. I'll be with you guys in just a second. There we go. Whoops. Looks like it didn't work. There we go. Alright, so finally I can go to the chat and see what's... Alright, so aurora is very active tonight. It's just taking over the whole sky. It's crazy. You can see how bright it is, and I'll show you. I'll go around the sky and show you. But yeah, it's pretty active. Stefan, will it be visible in the UK? So this is easily visible from Scotland right now, because Scotland is, lies quite high in the UK. But actually, it's not going to take a lot for the aurora to be visible further south in the UK. But this is very likely already visible from Scotland. So yeah. Hi Darren. Fly fish, what camera do I use? I use the Sony A7, A7 IV. Usually I have the A7S III, but it's on repair still. So yeah, and the aurora is getting beautiful right now, so yeah, such a joy to be here. And look in the north, it's getting crazy at the moment actually. It's really, really nice. We're expecting a pretty good show. So it's building up right now. We're in the build-up phase of the show, and I'm hoping that we'll get an even crazier show than this. Stefan, oh, I don't remember. Did we meet at the observatory on Senja? Oh, cool. Okay, sorry, I just don't remember. I see so many people over the years. Yeah, it's great that you were on Senja. Awesome. So, I'll show you guys now the whole sky. I'm by the sea, by the way, by the fjord. But I just wanted to show you guys how the whole sky is looking. So this is the view towards the east right here that I have. It might be a bit shaky because of the camera tilt and pan. This is the view to the south right there. So this really is the band that we want to look for or look at, because this is the band in the south here is where the best activity can come from, what we call the substorm. And so this band right here is just the substorm activity, as we call it. And right now it's just a quiet band like this sitting on the southern horizon, which would be on the northern horizon if you're at mid-latitudes. But yeah, this is where the activity can come from. So we'll have to keep an eye on this band, and you'll see perhaps later on, and perhaps not too long from now, we may see a brightening, very sudden brightening of this band, and so this will be the substorm expansion starting. So we'll see how things will pan out. Right now this band is still sort of faint, so I'm not directing my camera towards it right now because I think this is the best aurora for now in the north. But let's not forget about this activity in the south. Look at these pillars here, it's just mesmerizing. This is really beautiful. So I'm just gonna stop or just keep the camera directed towards that way, and then as things escalate, we'll be able to to follow live what's going on. So oh, cool, Stefan, awesome. Yeah, it is definitely visible from the UK, I assure you. If you're in areas like Shetland or Northumberland maybe, or Scotland, you will see this arch on the horizon, on the northern horizon. This is almost 100% sure. So, right now the aurora is also, I mean, the brightest activity right now is behind me in the north. You can see the plow right there. But yeah. Let me just... yeah, me and my natural habitat. Yes, absolutely. Let me see now if I can... let's see. If I can hire the... Oops. Hi, Hugo. Thanks. Yeah. Pretty neat aurora tonight, actually. It's really cool. Do I agree with Vincent-Levina theory that substorms are preceded by auroral beads? Yeah, so, I mean, the thing about, do I agree? This is science. This is the most advanced in you know, this is the most advanced we can get to in, you know, understanding the aurora. So it's not a question of do I agree, but I do follow science, and it's not my place to agree, right? Science does its thing, and, you know, if it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. That's just the way it is. I do follow science, that's the thing. So if, you know, there's a mutual scientific agreement on a phenomenon, which, by the way, the most of the things aurora-wise are still in the theoretical phase, right? There hasn't been a whole bunch of many things that were completely validated. Everything is still at a theoretical, very theoretical in some areas. And auroral beads, I think, we just started touching on them, but this is what we have. So, you know, that's the best theory we have, and so I'm following it. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'm following it. This is what we have. So I really commend Vincent on his work. He's you know, he's a formidable young scientist, and I think he's going to achieve great things in his career. And he already has, actually. I'm very surprised by his enthusiasm around the aurora. And his energy is really viral almost. So yeah, absolutely, I follow him a lot, and so he's a great pillar and great actor in this community. I don't discard anything, especially if it's science oriented. I've seen the auroral beads many times. Actually, you know what? The thing that I've just showed you in the south right now might be associated with the auroral beads, because I believe this is the substorm growth, and we might see the expansion very soon. Now, I don't have a very extended knowledge on auroral beads. Obviously, I don't study it, so I'm not sure if the definition covers only where you know, right, like prior to the substorm expansion or before. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing this is any vertical structure in this brightening band of the substorm activity. So I hope that constitute a nice answer But yeah, I do respect Vincent's work, and he's definitely someone to follow in the community. Oh, why did I leave Twitter? Oh, you opened a can of worms. Actually, I got kicked out of Twitter by Elon himself, and I'm not going to go into detail. I don't want to, you know, that's not the point of today's live stream, but I hate the guy, and I really hate what he's done with this great community. I really hate what he's done with the platform. We had a really great Aurora chasing community on Twitter, and I do regret having to, resorting to leaving. I didn't leave, I'm still there, but I just don't follow. I'm not on the platform anymore. I don't post on the platform. I've discarded or deleted most of my content on there. So yeah, this is a shame, but he's just, and again, I'm not gonna go into this Elon Musk thing. I don't want to enter his game, but yeah, he's probably I don't really hate a lot of people on this planet, but he is one of them. He really is a poison for this planet. Anyway, this is why I left Twitter, and that's it. Hey everyone. Oh, okay. So yeah. So going back to Vincent's observations, yes, absolutely. I've observed auroral beads many times. Almost every time there's a substorm, there is some kind of auroral beads forming. These pre-expansion pillars, as I call them. Beads might be the better term, I guess. But yeah, you see them almost all the time when there's a substorm expansion. So that's something that you can verify in the field very easily. Hi everyone, so for those who are just joining in, we are live from Malangen in northern Norway, and I'm trying to get this live stream going as often as I can. I'm usually live on Facebook, but I think starting here on Twitter, on YouTube might be great as well. So I hope over time we can build a little community here on YouTube, and we can get this thing going. The aurora is actually beautiful right now. I'm just gonna, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna stay that way because the aurora looks more beautiful that way. So I will definitely stay directed towards the north right now. And if it gets better in the south, then we will pan the camera towards the south. But this is where the aurora is the brightest right now, and this is where it's best. So. Also, if you don't mind, I know there's no way of really sharing anything within YouTube, but I do appreciate if you could share the live stream around on other social platforms to get people to watch this, because I would really love people to chase with me. and I know I'm not far from home, so I'm not really chasing, but I'm sure that there's so many people interested in seeing this as it unfolds right now, seeing this live with comments from me, commenting on what's really going on with the aurora, how the aurora forms, and answering all of your questions regarding the aurora. Hola Marina, hope you're doing okay. Beautiful pictures and videos of the comment, by the way. Congratulations. Yeah, aurora's getting really beautiful now. It's really nice. That makes me am I getting some of my other cameras, you know, sometimes, because I forgot the other cameras up there. I didn't realize the aurora was going to be that beautiful, so that always tends to happen. But the aurora now is getting brighter, and it's really nice actually. Getting really bright. It's really nice. Neil, the new app is actually getting along really well. We're in the phase of beta testing it. We actually will start a YouTube channel with tutorials on the app, on how to use the app. And the feedback that we've received from the beta testers so far is tremendous. And we've been testing the app for several days, and it just works so well. I mean, it's just so nice to have like a real-time version of really looking at what the aurora looks like without looking at the ovation model, for example. So yeah, it's going really well, and we cannot wait for you all to use it. And we'll be, of course, sharing the link to the app and how to use the app on our socials, and we may really well do tutorial videos and everything, and we hope that a lot of people will use the app at some point. And that's the goal, that's for a lot of people to use the app. Awesome, Marina. Yeah, I'm actually close to the rising tide right now, and I'm hoping my camera will not get taken by the tide. We should be safe, I think. The other day there was bioluminescence actually in the water, so I'm actually gonna see if there is. That would be just epic. Unfortunately there isn't, but that's the way it is. Usually I actually noticed that it is really depending on a lot of different conditions to see this bioluminescence. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it isn't, and it has, I mean, it's probably because of different factors, but the temperature is not one of them. I've noticed that the wind for some reason is one of them. Clouds as well. Usually it's more bioluminescent when it's cloudy. It's very weird, this bioluminescence thing. So, hi Anotai, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Oh, you're watching from Torvastad. Nice. Yeah, you can see the color in the aurora right now. The canopy of the aurora is a little bit magenta reddish, and it's faint right now, so you don't see a lot of colors. But trust me, if the aurora gets brighter than this, then you will start seeing the colors. Let me actually take a look at the solar wind data right now to see what's going on. Okay, I think we may have entered a solar wind high-speed stream, like a weak one. Not too sure. No, actually, I don't know. But the solar wind is favorable. It's a little bit background, but it's favorable to create substorms at high latitudes, and this is exactly what we have tonight. We're getting these substorm growths, then expansions, and then recovery. And right now we're in the growth of the substorm. So we're waiting patiently for it to explode at some point, perhaps. So let's see how it goes. So again, I'll show you guys all around how it looks like, and I will describe to you the activity in the sky and really what to pay attention to and what to look for when you're chasing the aurora. So right now we have a view towards the north right there, where this quite faint aurora is. When I say quite faint, it may flare up a little bit, but it will rarely explode in very violent, bright type of aurora. So you see it flares up, but it doesn't really explode. What you really want to be looking and to pay attention to is this band right here in the south. You see it's very faint right now, and it gets a lot of people to think that it's just faint aurora, so it's never going to do anything. But this is actually where the best activity can come from. This is what we call the brightening band of the substorm, and this is where the substorm activity is located at the moment. So you see right now it's very faint, but this corresponds to a place in the magnetosphere, we call it the magnetotail, that is under pressure right now, and it's feeling the pressure by producing this little faint band of aurora. And as the pressure gets relieved in another way, then we get the auroral explosion as it does. And so from this band spurs like a crazy aurora, dancing and brightening, and sometimes naked eye visible colors. So we're waiting on it. We're never sure it's going to expand, it's going to explode. We're never sure of when it's going to do, because sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it just we can actually call it a pseudo explosion or a pseudo expansion. So sometimes it does that is when there's actually not a lot of pressure in the magnetotail. So we'll see if we get that tonight. But for now, obviously this is still very faint kind of aurora. You see it's still kind of, it sits there, it's brewing. So, but right now the brightest activity is more towards the poleward edge of the oval, which corresponds to this little guy here, this band, where there's the most color. So this is where I'll be for now, and I'll look in the chat if there are other questions. Let me just put on my, yeah, because it started freezing again, so. Hi Paul, nice to see you. Yeah, it's starting to be freezing again in the Arctic finally, after an extended summer with crazy temperatures. Now finally we're back to more decent temperatures that actually feel like the Arctic. So right now it's about -3, -4, perhaps a bit less, I don't know. Perhaps more towards 0 Celsius, I'm actually not too sure. But yeah. Hey Mike, how's it going? Thanks dude, appreciate it. Hi Robbie from Germany. Hi guys. So for those who are just tying in now, we're watching the aurora live from northern Norway, and we're watching it live as it unfolds, and I'm trying to comment on what's happening. So for those of you who are just joining now, basically we're in this phase of the aurora on the night side, that actually you find on the night side of the Earth, where the aurora is accumulating, I mean quote unquote accumulating energy to be released later on. So right now the aurora is a little bit quiet, as you can tell, but it is misleading. This period of quietness is actually telling us that something is preparing, something bigger is preparing, or might be preparing. Once again, we're never too sure, like we're never 100% sure that things will pan out the way we think they will, but it's going its way, and it's well on the way to producing an explosion later on. So let's keep watching and see what happens. Hi Jeff, how's it going? Yeah, definitely cool to see live, huh? Yeah, very low activity further south. Yeah, that's I'm not surprised. You see I have this bend in the south here, so it might be visible for you low on the horizon, but this is on the faint side right now. But that's because the substorm is preparing and is growing, as we say in the jargon. Oh, I should probably, sorry about all those ads, I always forget to, let's see if I can go to YouTube Studio, and I always forget to edit. Boom. It's a bit annoying sometimes. On, choose, there we go. There we go. Alright, and these ads can be a bit distracting, so I do apologize. I always forget to remove them, so there we go. Salut Dylan. Oui, ça reste pas trop mal. Pour les hautes latitudes, oui, ça c'est sûr. So Dylan is saying basically that he was hoping for a better activity, which is still pretty good as he thinks, but not as good as, you know, one could have predicted in a way. But for higher latitudes, it's very, very good. Let's see, because I might have an issue with the lens. Yeah, I knew I was gonna have that. So what I'll do is I have some lens. That's probably because, there we go. Yeah, I have some frost. I have a dew heater on the lens, but yeah, it is still, believe it or not, with this, I have a little creek behind me, and that is producing a lot of humidity, and that can produce a lot of condensation on the lens. And so you see this little white blob behind me. That's a car that's actually behind, and it's you can see this this little blob thing because of the condensation. All right, let's see that way. We may have a better view, actually, a bit brighter aurora. So let's see what happens towards that side. Yep, it's a little bit better here. Whoops. So let me just get this here, and yep, looking a little bit better, I suppose. There we go. There's a car passing. Boom. There we go. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, sometimes it is an issue, especially with these lenses. That oops, I think my sorry, I keep it's the thing with the. Sometimes it's just not enough. There we go. All right. Let's hope it doesn't move. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes it's just not enough. That's just the way it is. Oh, really? Well, enjoy the pudding then. Dylan, ouais, c'est effectivement complet. Yeah. Yeah, this overhead aurora is getting really nice. You can see a bit of colors, a little bit of red, orange, magenta, quite faint, but it's here. Yeah, Mike, that's normal. That's because of the bandwidth and the protocol I'm using in the external recorder, but there's nothing much I can do with this one, unfortunately. But I mean, it's close enough. I know it's not perfect, but it's close enough. Yeah, these pillars are actually really nice right now. Wow. It's faint with the naked eye and it's going to be faint with the camera, but this on photo, oh my gosh, this can be absolutely crazy. So this can make for really, really nice photos. Yeah, Hugo, everyone, Hugo is the other coder for the app, so be nice to him. Yeah, so it's flipping, the BZ is flipping, so this is really good for aurora activity at high latitudes. It's exactly what we want. We want periods of negative BZ, but we also want some positive BZ. It's actually really good. And the aurora is actually getting quite strong right now. I mean, quite strong. Stronger, at least, above head. Right here, you can see it's brightening a little bit there, so it's really nice. Mary, how quickly does the aurora move and change? Well, you can see over several seconds, right? You can see the aurora changes. And if you scroll through the video, you will see how the aurora changes very quickly. And this is very slow. The aurora can go absolutely nuts sometimes. It can move, you know, tens of kilometers per second. It's just insane. Look, already by the time I said this, you see how the aurora moves. And remember, this is slow movement. So thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. Awesome that you're all hyped with the app. We really think it's going to be a good product, and it still has some bugs every now and then because we're only 2 people behind it, and we do this without any financial support on our spare time. Hugo and I are really busy, but we're gonna make it work, and it's already working really well. And it's already helping me and helping beta testers, I think, chase the aurora. And we've got some really, really cool novel features for you to try, and we cannot wait for you to try them all. Yeah, there's a lot of shooting stars. I haven't seen this one, but I'll replay the video and see afterwards. Yeah, aurora activity right there is actually quite nice. But I see you see some beams in that band further south here. These beams are probably what you call the auroral beads, right? Because this is the substorm activity, and something may be happening very soon. We'll see. When this band right here, which is in the north, comes and kisses this band in the south, sometimes it produces this substorm expansion and the explosion of aurora that we all know. So as this bend here advances towards that way, maybe we can get something, and perhaps that's why the aurora is activating in that band here in the south. Mike, no, so it's no secret. So yeah, I've been very busy with Hugo here in the chat. We've been very busy building an application that is going to help, hopefully, a lot of people chase the aurora. Now, there are a lot of applications out there to chase the aurora. There are probably, I don't know, dozens of them. But they all fail at one thing, and that is to really give you a visual idea of the location of the aurora and the activity of the aurora. So the data were there all the time. It's just that probably the knowledge wasn't there and the coding knowledge wasn't there. So we kind of joined forces, Hugo and I, he being, you know, behind the coding and the brains behind all the coding, and me being the quote-unquote brains behind the auroral behavior, the oval, more like the science behind the aurora and everything. And so We've been at it for 1.5 years, and it's gonna come out very soon. Right now, it's in the beta testing. It's in the beta testing phase, and we've received lots of beautiful feedback, very helpful. The time that we make the adjustments, but it could be ready. I mean, I'm not gonna give a date, but it could be ready in as soon as in 2-3 weeks time. So we're really impatient to release the app, and we cannot wait for you all to use it, because we believe it's gonna, I'm not gonna say revolutionize, because I think this is a bit too cocky in a way, but it's gonna change for sure the way people view the aurora and chase the aurora. Basically, I was missing, I mean, this whole time I was, you know, the tools are there, right? But you always have to open different apps, open different resources to really chase the aurora and to really have everything at once. But we suppress this problem by having everything in one place. So one cool thing the app will do is that it lets you build this dashboard, picking from different apps as we call them. It's basically aurora chasing tools. They can be graphs, they can be webcams, they could be anything that we use to chase the aurora, and you build your own kind of like war room, and you have everything here at once. I've been using it for weeks, and it's very helpful, and I just cannot wait for you to use. That will be awesome. That will be epic. Oui, Dylan, je suis d'accord. I agree with you. Alright, so I think it's time for me to do a little walk and pan. Pan the camera and walk you around the auroral activity to show you all around what it looks like. So right now I'm shooting towards the southeast. East-southeast. You can see the Pleiades, you can see Auriga, you can see Perseus, and some other constellations. This is towards the southeast right there. So you see this substorm band I was talking to you about with the very faint vertical structures. So it's brewing right there in the south. This is the perfect combination that we want, or the perfect configuration that we want. That means it might expand soon. It might explode soon into a substorm expansion. And this is the band that previously was in the north, and you see how much it's advanced towards the south. So this is a good sign that pressure is being put into the magnetotail, and pressure is being put on this band here, which we're waiting on to explode, or waiting for to explode. And all these auroras right there, auroral bands, auroral curtains, they're participating in the substorm, but these are not the ones that will explode. So right now they're the nicest. You see how this is overhead right here. Right now they're the nicest, but as the substorm explodes, they're gonna go quiet. And oh, there's a plane right there that probably flies to Oslo, I'm guessing. So right now I'm just gonna stay that way. I think it's the best area where the aurora is the brightest. Oh, I can start feeling the cold temperatures now. We're back to colder temperatures, so my hands handling the tripod and everything. Oh, I can feel it, guys. It's coming. Whew. Hugo, how low on the horizon is the southern arc, and what latitude is it? I think, just judging by the latitude here, this here is above head at 65 degrees north geographic, so a little bit further south from Rovaniemi, I think. Perhaps we can look at the webcams and see, but this is my guess at the moment. Perhaps 66 degrees north. that would make a lot of sense actually. Yeah, Jeff, you see how difficult it can be to get all the good resources at once. So yeah, that's the whole point of the app will be to have everything gathered. And the cool thing is we got like the raw data from NOAA and from other actors and institutions, and we made the graphs from scratch, like solar wind, magnetometers and other graphs, geomagnetic indices. We made them from scratch for user utilization, like user interface. And so we added like a time bar, so you can sort of like zoom in on the graphs and zoom out. You can select a time. It's so much easier, and it makes, you know, data that are being used by usually scientists. So I think it's good for science, these data, but you know, when you're out in the field and sometimes it's not very practical on your phone, then it's definitely not very good to navigate. So we really made, or tried to make, the data, all the graphs, all the things, all the figures, all the charts, easy to use, and easy to use in the field, because there's always the optic of aurora chasing in the field. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, you're correct actually. If it was Landor, because if it was going towards Oslo, it would probably go more towards the west. So that route is likely towards more eastern longitudes. That would make more sense actually. I could easily check in flight radar, but if you're saying so, then yes. Paul, was I a data analyst? No, I actually hate math, and I hate. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've always been, you know, not that good at math, and I still managed somehow to get a degree with advanced math, right? I got like all the way to the master's degree using math in science, so kind of advanced. Not as advanced as like specialized in math, but still advanced. And I've had a lot of courses, you know, for like statistics and you know, anything with numbers and everything. Again, I'm no expert, but I do have the basic knowledge, and you know, afterwards you can apply it in many different fields. Of course, that always requires a sort of a specialization in the field first, which I've acquired over the years, and yeah, but that definitely helped me for sure. Yes. So the aurora. So you see how this band now is really getting a bit more quiet now that it has reached the southern band, and this southern band is still brewing. We're having a bit more clouds now coming from the west, which is what was on the forecast, unfortunately, and we'll see how those will affect. So far it's not really affecting our view all that much because I have a very wide view. I have a 14mm lens, so that allows a lot of the sky to be visible, but yeah, hopefully that won't be too much of a problem for the aurora. And very often when you see the aurora kind of disappear, like all the rest of the aurora, not that band that sits there, but when you see the rest of the aurora disappear from the sky altogether and the sky basically becomes really dark, that's usually when all the people go home. That's usually when all the tourists who don't know better, they think the aurora is getting dimmer and nothing's going to happen, but they could not be further from the truth. This is exactly when you shouldn't go home, because this is the calm before the storm. And actually prior to substorm expansion, very often you will see the rest of the aurora kind of disappear or dim down, and then everything starts appearing in this southern band, and the southern band starts to sort of brighten very quickly, and boom, you get the explosion of aurora from it. So, hi Suna, thank you. Hope everything's all right. Nice. Yeah, it's looking nice actually now. Looking a little bit better than. So you see this bend here. It's not very active. It flares up, on and off, and it keeps sort of advancing that way. It's very slight. The movement is very slight, and it's not very fast. But over time, over several dozens of minutes, these bands, trust me, these bands really go from a poleward location to an equatorward location, and they come to add pressure onto this other auroral band that sits the most equatorward, where the substorm activity is waiting to explode, or waiting to pick up, I should say. Now I'm gonna turn towards that side. I'm gonna show you the other side here. There we go. I think it's probably a bit less interesting, but yeah. It's nice to show you the southern band at the same time, because this is precisely where the aurora can really explode from. So yeah, Jeff, so the explosion in the story you shared took 72 seconds from first brightening until full impact. Yeah, so believe it or not, whatever is in the solar wind dictates the substorm activity and how it behaves. So a solar storm, for example, will not induce the same substorm activity as a high-speed stream from a coronal hole. And we